And besides the music and food, fest goers look for all sorts of interesting crafts, and here to show us a must-have and a few other fun things you may see out there is local interior designer Chet Pourciau. Chet, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me again.
You're totally topical today, and basically, I mean, for JazzFest, everybody's into it, and people might want to decorate their homes or look for some of these craft items that you see out.
You're absolutely right, Bob. You know, there's a lot of things you can do during JazzFest, and JazzFest has also become a lot of things that we do that are very traditional. And one of the things that people really try to do every year is they make sure that they have a JazzFest flag. Whether you make it at home, and some people make their JazzFest flags out of stuff that I really couldn't show on television.
Right.
So, you know, what I did is, once again, I like to make sure that I'm staying local with all this stuff and make sure that we shop in local. This is from Alamo Flag Company. I chose this flag because it's a fleur-de-lis. People are really familiar with that. And I just think you can also do these flags yourself, but these flags range from like $10, the smaller they are, and they get larger and the size goes up. But you can also do your own flag, and I got a feeling this year the Saints flag is going to be a big flag that people are going to be doing this year. Yeah. So this will be a great thing that you can have. Another great thing is the Ashe Cultural Center is a really great cultural center that's located on Aretha Castle Haley Boulevard. And what they do is they do these amazing scarves. And these scarves range for $25 without the beading and $30 with the beading. And what they do is actually some of the funds that are made from these scarves is to actually help local African American artists to actually be able to show their work at JazzFest.
Great to support local artists.
It's really great. And you know, with JazzFest, everybody thinks of just going to JazzFest and making sure that we're, you know, buying stuff at JazzFest. But if you're a local, and even if you're not a local, if you're here visiting, try to visit these places, these local artists. You know, Aretha Castle Haley, right in the heart of downtown. This is a really great place to shop. I really love this artist here. Her name is Leela, and I'm probably going to butcher her name, Makuba. And what she does is she does fired clay on her pieces. And the way you can tell Leela's work is because a lot of it is from local stuff, like these are catfish, and a lot of her lobsters, and you can see a lot of her work pretty much throughout the city. She's had a couple of great shows. Watch out for her, because this young lady is really going places.
It's really different. And this is clay, you said?
It's fired clay.
Fired clay. Wow.
Yes.
So
really
it's
beautiful.
It's not like an oil painting.
No, it's not like an oil painting.
It's more like pottery.
Exactly.
Okay.
This is a really good artist. This artist is located right next to my shop at 3650 Magazine Street. This is Robert Sutton, and the one great thing about Robert Sutton's work is that you can tell that it's a New Orleans artist and that it's local. So people who live here would absolutely get this, but also people that are in visiting for JazzFest will also want to take something home to themselves or a gift. This really explains a lot of what New Orleans is. This next great thing, which I really love, is by a really great artist named Rashonda Ferdinand. And this is fired clay with low salt firing. This is a really great piece. I mean, to me, that really explains a lot of what it takes and to really be able to be a really great artist. I just love this piece, don't you?
It's very nice.
Yeah, very good. The next thing is, you know, JazzFest is also known for a lot of great jewelry details and jewelry design. This is from a really great artist that is a local called Molly McNamara. And Molly makes a lot of great local art, but also she does these voodoo dolls. And I know a lot of times when we think of voodoo dolls, we're kind of scared of what they actually are, but actually she puts a good twist and a good positive twist on the voodoo doll. I have one more thing to show you. This is from a local artist, another local artist named Scott Salzman. And what Scott does is he's a photographer, but he takes his photographs and actually places them on top of canvas. And it's usually, you could tell Scott's work because a lot of his work will also show a lot of the local musicians, like Kermit Ruffin is in this one. You know, the late Martha is in another one. So all of these stuff are things you can definitely find at JazzFest, but also if you don't go to JazzFest, shop local, make sure we're trying to stimulate the local economy, and visit these places where these artists are showing their work.
Chet, good advice. Thanks a lot. There's Kermit Ruffin, star of Treme there.
Right.
Beautiful picture. Appreciate it. Good tips.
Thank you.